In this video, we will see how to create a job, how to manage your clients, and how to easily invoice a job in LSP.expert, so you have a clear view of the job-to-invoice process. This LSP.expert account is empty, because I've just created it. So you can see how it is when you start working with LSP.expert and how easy it is to get to work without losing time entering all your data first. So let's create a first job. We click on Add a job in the Jobs page. It's a website and the client is Microsoft. Of course, the drop-down menus are empty because we just created the account, so we have to add the client, the service, and the unit. We can do that with the plus buttons. Our client is Microsoft, the service is a translation from English to French, and the unit is words. We also have to enter the number of words, 2000, and the due date. You can add a start date and a PO number if you have one. And then we click on Add. So you see that we just created a job with a new client, a new service, and a new unit without having to go in other tabs to add these new items. So we arrive in the job where you have all the information about this job. The things we already filled in, due date, number of words, etc., and other fields like the status, for example. There is also an estimate for the job, which is 0 right now because we haven't entered our rate for this client yet, because it's a new client. To do that, simply click here on Manage the service for this client. Let's say we have a rate of 14 cents per word for translations from English to French. You now see that the estimate has automatically been updated. And what's important to know is that the system also updated the rate at the client level for this service. This means that every time you will use this service for this client in the future, the 14 cents rate will be used automatically. You now have everything you need to start working on the job. So you see that you don't have to enter a lot of data to start working. It's very simple and you don't lose time. In the job, there are several tabs on the left to outsource the job, track your time, or manage your files. If you want to know more about these options, check out our other videos. Here we want to keep it simple, so we won't talk about those tabs now. While you're working on the job, you can indicate that the job is in progress and that you have already done 50% of it, for example. You can define that here in the job, but it's even easier in the list of jobs. You see our job is there. You can change the status by clicking on it, and you can update the progress by clicking on the green dot. If you say 75%, for example, you see the green line gets longer to indicate 75% of the job. We will now see where you can manage your client. For that, click on Clients in the menu and select your client. We already entered the name of the client, the English to French translation service, and the rate for this service. You see that you can add other information like a minimum fee, a file name format for invoices and quotes, and you can also add notes. In the tabs on the left, you can manage your services for this client, and you see here the service we created earlier. You can also keep track of your marketing moves with him, define contact persons, and add files. You can also easily see the invoices, jobs, or quotes for this client. Now we can also have a quick look at the monthly sales report under the Reports section in the menu. You see that the job we created is here, and every time we create a new job, it will be added to this report, so you always have a clear view of how much money you can expect to invoice at the end of the month. But for now, let's invoice our job, so you will have a clear view of the whole process, from the creation of a job to its invoicing. To invoice a job, you have to select it in the list of jobs, and you can also do that for many jobs at once, even if they are for different clients. And then you click on Invoice Selected Jobs. You arrive in the invoice where you have different fields: the invoice number, the client, the date of issue, the due date, the possible discount, and the taxes, for example. You see here that we haven't entered our client's address or the taxes yet. You can do that in the client's details under People Clients, of course. So that's the tab where we just were to manage your client. But I would like to show you that you can also do it directly here in the invoice. And of course, the client will automatically be updated with this information. So let's click on Actions, Edit Details. And we can add the client's address and its VAT number. We also add the 21% tax using the plus button like we already did when creating the job. And we change the invoice number as 2019-001. Of course, this number will be automatically incremented when you create your next invoice. Using the Actions button, you can also create a PDF file of your invoice. And here it is, containing our job and all the data we entered. You can also send the invoice by email using the same Actions button. You then arrive in a sending screen where you can see the people it will be sent to. Of course, we haven't defined any contacts for our client yet, so this is empty. But let's add the person the invoice has to be sent to. You also see the text of the email and the attached file. Then click on Send. In the invoice, you see the status automatically switched to Sent. You can track the status of an email you sent with LSP.expert with the little envelope in the invoice. It changes color when your email is sent, delivered, and opened. You have more detailed information with this little icon that tells you at what time exactly your client received and opened the email. And using the Actions button, you can also send the invoice as a reminder. In the list of invoices, you have different statuses for your invoices: created, sent, paid, and credited. To change the status, simply click on it. And that's it. We created a job and invoiced it in just a few minutes.